Can you talk about Maven and how you came to know that idea and what attracted you there?
Maven is a young brother from East Oakland, and if you guys don't know anything about it. So people hear about bad things about Oakland. It's really one little small part.
Yeah.
And it's East Oakland, and everything else is mostly fine. And now even that's being gentrified. But Deshaun is from East Oakland. He's an entrepreneur. He's always been an entrepreneur. He went and got his MBA. He speaks fluent Mandarin. He had an import-export business from China. The market tanked in 2008. His business went away. He was trying to figure out what he was going to do next. His sister or cousin, I can't remember, had a salon, and they were talking about how many weaves she did, and how much money she was making off of weaves.
Right.
And so he took that idea and decided that he was going to sell weaves online, hair weaves online. And so he went to China. He went to India, and he saw the women walk into the houses with a head full of hair and come out bald, essentially. And then he went to try to figure out where they processed it, and they said, we don't process it here in India. We process it in China. So he flew to China, went to the factories, and learned the game or whatever, and ended up coming back to the States. He didn't know how to code. He was an MBA, but he literally watched on YouTube how to make an app, a mobile app. He brought this crude app to my office. Me and Kirby, my partner, went to Morehouse, and is also from East Oakland. And he showed us his idea, and we loved it, but we didn't invest initially. And he went on, and he iterated on the product, and came back. And when he first started, he was doing $2,000 a month. He came back, he was doing a little bit better, but we knew. We had, again, the sensibilities that we knew we have women in our family and friends who wear weave.
Getting some weave. Yeah.
And the experience, and what Deshaun does is that if you got, I'm sure nobody here knows anything about weaves, but if you ever go to a stylist, I want to get my hair done, the stylist will send you in our neighborhood. So the Koreans own all the beauty salons, and it's a bad experience. They rush you out. They no thank you. They give you, they put the weaves in in a brown paper bag. What Deshaun has done is now he empowers the stylists he gives them their own website. So the person comes in and they say, I want to get a weave. Go to my website, buy the hair. It's going to be shipped to you in a day or two. You get it. It comes in this nice black silk bag. If you don't like it, send it back, no problem, we'll take it back, no questions asked. If you put it in and it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, take it out, send it back to us, no problem, we'll take it back. We'll give you your money back, or we'll send you a new weave or whatever. So you get it. So you have a different user experience that people are not used to. And then the other thing he does is that he allows the stylists that every 5 bundles that they sell, they get a free bundle. So they can take that $200 worth of hair and sell it. And so now these stylists are making more money selling hair than they are
actually doing
the hair.
Yeah.
And so this brother now went out, and keep in mind, he went to a lot of the majority VCs, and they were like, what are you even talking about?
They didn't get it.
What are you even talking about? Hair. Get out. And now one of the biggest and one of the most known venture capitalists in the Valley, Andreessen Horowitz, led a $10 million round for them, Series A, and the company's worth $40 million then. Now the company will be worth $100 million in a little bit.
What are they doing a month?
Yeah, I don't know how public this is.
Okay, all right.
I'll give you a range.
I understand.
Millions.
Yes, they're doing very well per month.
Millions a month, yeah.
Far more than what they were doing when they originally came.
Absolutely.
So the business is going crazy.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And the takeaway, though, for folks in the audience is that, keep in mind, he didn't know how to code. It was a business that he believed in and nobody else did, and he stuck with it, and now he's got a company that's worth $100 million.
And he learned how to make an app on YouTube.
On YouTube.
I mean, the resources are there.
It's not as easy as that. He did bring in a CTO.
Yeah, I don't want to make it so. But
yeah.
a lot of people make excuses.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I don't know how to do this, and then they're just done. They stop there. So for somebody that might be in the audience, what are like the 3 things if they were to see you or get an audience with you? What do they need to come with to get your attention?
You know, you gotta if you can tell me that you're building your product because of a personal pain point that you have or a personal experience that you have. For example, you have a sibling who has autism, and you approach me with an app that is going to help autistic children do better. And Eric, I know it works because I've been using it with my little baby brother for the last 3 years. I just have never, made it into an app. Mm-hmm. So now, guess what? I know that this is it doesn't matter what I say to you. It doesn't matter if I tell you I'm not investing in that. You're going to make this thing because you love your people. Mm-hmm. You're going to make it work. So I know you're passionate about this thing.
Right.
And I know when it gets hard, you're not going to run away or whatever. You're going to do this because you love your siblings so much that you're going to make this thing work. So something, maybe it's not to that level, but a personal pain point, something that you lived with and dealt with, and you're solving because it's a big deal. I like to see that. I'd like to see a co-founder who is technical, who can code. Because what happens is if you don't and you outsource, if you outsource it and you come to me, I won't take your meeting. I'll try to be helpful on a phone call. Mm-hmm. If you come to me and you tell me I've got these people in India building the app, it's not something that I would look at right now.
Because?
Well, because you need what happens is these kids in the Valley, these people in Silicon Valley, when they start building a company, they get it's called a hacker house, and they sleep upstairs, and they code downstairs, and they eat pizza, and they don't leave the house, because they need to iterate and change it and fix it and keep doing it. When you're dealing with a third party in India, you have to wait. The timing is an issue. The language sometimes can be an issue, mm-hmm. And no matter how great they are, once you ultimately bring in your in-house CTO, that CTO is going to need to rebuild the product over. So it's going to put you back a lot. So I want to see a co-founder that is actually in-house and mm-hmm. doing it that way. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, there are a few more, but those are biggest. And don't come to me. Don't come and tell me about how many meetings you have lined up with, Walmart. I got this meeting with Walmart that's coming through, man. It's finna get good.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't excite me because guess what? Walmart and Apple, they have departments, and their sole focus is to meet with entrepreneurs. So because you had a meeting with them doesn't mean that the next thing is going to happen.
Right.
So it's not that interesting.
Biggest mistake that somebody who you sat in a pitch meeting and they did this and you said, I can't believe I took this meeting.
Man.
You don't have to say their name.
Yeah, well, so what happens is there's a little bit of some of what Angela was talking about around the ego. And so they come into my office, and you must be confident because that gets me excited because you're so fluent in whatever it is you're talking about. So the confidence is important, but I have had people come in and literally say to me, quote unquote, this is going to be bigger than Google, or this is going to be bigger than Facebook, or what they're doing is they're going about it the wrong way, or Uber is making so many mistakes that I have no idea how they're still. This is what we're doing is going to overtake Uber and all that, and it might be true, but those are big $50 billion companies, mm-hmm. and you have an idea, mm-hmm. so have some humility around what you're working on and be real and have some self-awareness. Because what happens is we find that those people kind of know everything, and they're not coachable. Mm-hmm. And when that happens, they don't listen, and their companies 99 times out of 100 go sideways.
Yeah.